about things, he might not have pushed so hard and just tried to hold on to that 7th place.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, a bit of a shame, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's something that we can't necessarily. It's just, I think again, you got to put that behind you, crack on. There's still, an hour and 20 minutes left of the race, so you've still got a little bit of time there to be had. But this is a battle as well in the latter half of the GTE car. This is the battle for P9. You've got Danny Fenning, SimStickers Racing Green, with Sven Daneels in the Reaxxion Motorsport red car. This is the sister car to the current leaders of the GTE class, the Reaxxion Motorsports yellow car. So, gap is 0.4 of a second. Are we going to see that catch up? It's BMW versus Porsche, which I don't think we have seen before. We haven't seen in this race. So, we're going to have a chance to see what works better where, what position is better where. It looked to be Danny Fenning just having a little bit, he was slightly offline, and that has cost him some time. It looks like he drifted into the corner a bit too soon, and he couldn't quite get the run that he needed to coming on the exit. So a little bit of a shame there. Not entirely sure what he's... whether that was just a general bit of offline, or it was just the stage where he was trying to potentially defend from a move that was never really going to happen. We've got an LMP2 car coming up, and that was a relatively straightforward pass, although Sven Daneels has lost a little bit of time. It's not a lot, but then, role reversal. Danny Fenning is now going to lose the same amount of time, probably potentially a little bit more on the exit there. Very much compromised through turn 7, also compromised through turn 8, and that's in a ascent of it as well, going to compromise him through turn 9 because he's a lot slower going up that hill. Gap is now coming down to 0.2 of a second. I'm not sure. Oh, we out Sven Daneels. He's having a bit of a look around the outside. You can see Danny Fenning is going to go defensive. Again, I don't think he needs to, but Sven Daneels is just putting his car where it needs to be, and Danny Fenning is responding to it.
Yeah, this is a proper dogfight, isn't it? In the night, the two cars, they're really trying to do the mental game. It's trying to work to see if they can get the pass and see if they can force a mistake. But now, we can see there's a good run from the BMW. He's going to be ever so close coming out of the final corner. I reckon this could be Sven Daneels' passing move being made now. He's close up behind into the slipstream. He's closing. Looking on the rearward shot, he's looking to the inside. He's going to come back, though, onto the racing line, giving up the position. So it seems to me that this BMW might have a bit too much wing angle on it, because he's getting held up quite a lot in a straight line speed. I can't see much damage on the front end of the car, giving it more drag. So it seems to me that he's running a higher downforce setting, and it's hurting him through the corners.
Yeah, it could be. What you mean hurting him on the straight? He's quicker through the corners.
Hurting him on the straight, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it is. And this is the give or take that you have. I think the Porsche is generally quite quick. Or it was quick in a straight line, where again the BOP I think has actually changed that. So yeah, as you were saying, that wing angle is just hurting. It only has to be really a click of wing, and that can be the difference between. I mean, again, I'd personally try and run with a bit lower wing, so I'd probably try and run a setup more so what the Porsche's got. Again, that's how I respond well to cars driving. I just prefer having that sort of straight line speed, because again, it almost gives you a bit of a buffer. It gives you that bit of a buffer that you need to be able to get the car in a position where if you get a little bit slower, or you can keep them and defend behind, as Danny Fenning is doing at the moment brilliantly, just putting his car where it needs to be, then you've got that straight line speed to give you that bit more of a buffer before you start the lap all over again. A little bit wide though, as we can see going through that. Compromises his line going all the way through, but again, the pickup the Porsche's got, it's got a very, very good drive, which I thought the BM had a good drive, but clearly with that Porsche, it runs a little bit wide. That was very, very sketchy there. So he's being a little bit careful, and I'm sure Danny Fenning doesn't want to do that too many times. Yeah, at the moment, the gap is staying about 0.4 or 0.3 of a second, but you can see how late on the brakes Sven Daneels is. So yeah, this is where the aero plays into it. He is quite close this round, so potentially we can see him move into turn 4. I don't know, but again, what's your sort of predictions if a move is going to be made?
He's going to look to the inside of turn 4, but then he's going to try and go for it, but then no, he just breaks that a little bit too early offline. He needs to get back onto the racing line in time to catch back on. By the way that he's driving, Sven Daneels is the quicker car, but he doesn't seem to be able to know where to pass. He needs to hope for a move like that, a lock-up from Danny Fenning, but he was wanting to be closer. If only if only Sven Daneels was closer behind going through turn 5. Oh, but a moment. Oh, Danny Fenning, is he going to be under pressure now? They're going to be going side by side into turn 9. Has the inside line, but does that compromise his exit of the corner? The BMW gets to switch back, sort of. Not quite enough of an overlap, though. So Danny Fenning, after his couple of mistakes, still lives to fight another day, just thanks to the sheer lack of straight line speed of the BMW now down the inside of one of the Audis further back in the GT3 field. Look at how close, though, the BMW is trying to get, putting a lot of pressure on, looking to the inside, but I think Danny Fenning knows that through the corners like that, he's not going to be under pressure and he can just take his normal line. He's not being phased by the squirming BMW in his rearview mirrors, and instead is just taking the corners normally as he would have done.
Yeah, again, like I said, he's put his car in a defensive position. He knows what he needs to do. Yeah, he goes offline ever so slightly, which is absolutely fine. But you do have to just be a little bit cautious, but also just, you've got the knowledge in the car. If you've got that knowledge in the car, you know what it can do. You know where its strengths and weaknesses are as well. So, at the end of the day, he's doing fine, and he knows what he needs to do. We've got Stephen Verelst saying the Porsche and the Ferrari are just faster than the BMW. I mean, to be fair, it's sort of... Whoa, that was very, very close. You just saw in the bottom right corner of your screen, and that is... Off goes Danny Fenning. That was a big, scary moment from there. I'm sure he was very... He's going to need a new race suit after that. We're going to have a replay of that going through, but I just don't think he was expecting the car or the LMP2 car in front to check up when it did. So we're going to have a replay of that now. So this is Danny Fenning going through. That was the LMP2 car that overtook. I mean...
Oh, it seems to me that he just outbroke himself. He was a bit put off maybe by the LMP2 car. He was on the inside line. Was going defensive, but broke maybe just where he would have done if he was on the outside. But that's too late if you're on the inside line. You need to break that a little bit earlier.